Welcome back to the Brian and Patti podcast.
No, Munjumbo. It's the Patti and Brian podcast. My contract and our marriage license say I get top billing.
Okay. As long as I get the last donut and the last pork chop, you can have top billing.
Deal. But I'm taking the donut with the most frosting. That's also on the marriage license.
Today we're talking about our pilgrimage to Green Bay, Wisconsin, the holy land of the Green Bay Packers. My obsession started way back in the late 1960s. Picture this. I'm in second grade, weekly reader in hand, reading about Vince Lombardi and the Green Bay Packers. They were mythical, like football superheroes who lived in a frozen kingdom.
And now you're a grown man who still gets emotional about cheese.
Cheese is sacred, especially fried cheese curds. Anyway, I read Jerry Kramer's book, Instant Replay, around 1966, and I dreamed of going to Green Bay. 30 years of waiting.
And 30 years of me hearing about it.
You didn't hear about it until 1986 when we met.
Honey, you talked about the Packers on our second date. I thought you were trying to impress me with your fantasy football stats.
Well, it worked, because in 1996 we finally made the trip. Me, you, and my dad. I had just finished a 12-hour shift. Then we, for some reason, decided to drive 9 hours to Green Bay. A few hours in, I conked out. I got in the back seat, I put my faith in God and Patti's driving skills.
Which was your first mistake?
This was your first time driving through Chicago.
Chicago traffic is like a video game where every car is trying to kill you. I was terrified and alert at the same time, like a squirrel with a driver's license.
I woke up briefly and heard Dad say, "Go right."
And I said, "If I go right, Grandpa, we'll hit a wall." So I went left. And your dad said, "Oh, good call."
And we survived Chicago. That alone deserved a trophy.
I'll take a donut instead.
Seeing Lambeau Field for the first time was magical. We even went up to the press box. It felt like stepping into football heaven.
And we took pictures with a disposable camera, which means we have exactly 3 blurry photos of the entire trip.
It was still the era of the pre-digital cameras. Pre-GPS, pre-internet, pre-cell phones.
Pre-everything except your fantasy football trash talk.
I was in a football frame of mind. Now, I did win my first head-to-head fantasy title that season.
And we broke even at the casino we went to in Green Bay, which is the nicest thing anyone can say about that casino.
Fast forward to 2015. Dad was now in a nursing home, and it was just the two of us. Green Bay had changed, and so had we.
We had cell phones with great cameras, we had travel experience, and we had snacks. That's what I call wisdom.
That's what I call learning from our mistakes. And Lambeau Field had undergone a massive rejuvenation. The stadium became a full fan experience. Museum, history exhibits, a gift shop that could bankrupt a small nation.
And you tried. There was a lot of cool Green Bay items in that gift shop.
We loved the new fan experience and Packer history tour. We saw everything. Downtown Green Bay, Lombardi's home, the old training camp, the church where Lombardi was an altar boy.
Where you prayed for fantasy football wisdom.
I did. I didn't want to be sacrilegious, but I asked for guidance for the upcoming season.
And you even bought a giant trophy before the season started.
Faith requires preparation. One strange thing, the number 57 followed us everywhere in Green Bay. We arrived at Green Bay on Route 57. Lambeau Field was built in 1957. The Packers' highest score in a game, 57. The ref in the Ice Bowl, number 57.
And you were born in 1957. So naturally, you thought the universe was sending you a message.
It was, and it worked. I won the fantasy football championship that year, and the next year, back to back.
Okay. Lombardi blessed you. We get it.
We even stood on the field at Lambeau. We stood exactly where Bart Starr talked to Lombardi before the final play in the Ice Bowl.
You also sat at Lombardi's old desk. You looked like you were applying for a job.
We ate at Brent Favre's restaurant. I took one of the menus as a souvenir. We also met one of the Packer owners. It was also very cool that we bought authentic gear at garage sales that week.
And then you got so excited. You said you wanted to move to Green Bay.
Well, I got caught up in the moment. That was before you reminded me about the Arctic winters.
You would have been frozen tundra.
We even did the Lambeau leap.
Well, you did. I tried. Gravity had other plans.
We left at midnight in Green Bay thinking we could avoid the Chicago morning traffic.
And at 2 a.m., Chicago was still rush hour. I think Chicago traffic is powered by demons.
But we made it home safely. I created a scrapbook that took hours. And did I mention I won the fantasy football championship that year?
Twice. You've mentioned it.
After 60 years, our love for the Packers has finally faded. Favre is gone. Aaron Rodgers is gone. The mystique has worn off.
But the memories never will.
And now we root for the Cleveland Browns.
So we'll be doing a lot more praying.
Maybe we should go to Cleveland and find out where Paul Brown went to church.
Only if I get top billing.
Deal. Thanks for listening, everyone, to the Brian and Patti podcast.
Nice try, Moo Jumbo. It's the Patti and Brian podcast. You better read the contract again. Thanks for listening, everyone.